that we ramp up the conversation. And I know April's going to talk a little bit later about getting loud, but we need to wake up and get loud. Okay, we got to wake up everyone that's kind of been lulled to sleep between June, July, and August with the summer, and summer activities and stuff. And there's never been a better time to do business than in the summer. But for some reason, we think that because we're out having fun or going on vacation or doing stuff with the kids, that we shouldn't talk about our products or our business. And it's really kind of crazy when you think about it, because it's the best state of mind that you're going to ever run into with people. They're at least in a good mood because they're not at work. They're in a better place. So there's no better way to get the month really kicked off than tomorrow night to have guests on our live Zoom, Opportunity Zoom. And, I know it's just 24 hours away, but it's never too late to get guests on. I have 5 confirmed. I have 5 more maybes, and they didn't tell me maybe. I'm saying they're maybes. Okay, there's 5 confirmed. There's 5 more that said they think they will, and I know I'm going to have to work on them a little more tomorrow to get that up. But my goal is to have 3 or 4 on, out of the kind of the 10 that I'm working with. And this has nothing to do with April. April has her own list and is doing her own thing. We always work that way. There's no point in 2 of us doing the business if we're just looking at what each other's doing. It's you want to try and get 2 for your money. So tomorrow night, and one thing we're going to do, we've been watching a lot of the presentations, but we've also been, we've talked to more people in the last 2 months about the products and business than we probably have in the last 2 years. And we're going to adjust the presentation a little bit tomorrow. There's going to be a little more money in it. It's going to be a little more neutral for men and women. It's not going to be quite as girly, as it has been. It's going to be a little more in the middle of things. And reason being is men are just as interested in doing this business as women are. Men need the product, if not worse than women need the product. Okay. And a lot of times the way to get a guy's attention is money first. Okay. And that doesn't mean they're not interested in the product. It just seems to come more natural for a guy to talk money first. And then you got to legitimize it with product, where it seems to be a lot of times it's easier and kind of more normal to talk product with a woman first and the results and how exciting the product is, and then get into the money. Okay. But you always got to do both. And we have a tendency, and even, the other night, and I didn't watch all of it, but when Donde and Tyler, they all look, those guys are pros. They always do a good meeting. There was no talk of money. None. Tyler is the second biggest earner in the company next to Kerry Dickey, and he didn't talk money. Now, Donde loves to talk product. He's a doctor. Okay. He'll just talk product all day long with you. But folks, as good as that was, it wasn't balanced. And we got to make sure that we cover both ends. So we're adjusting the presentation a little bit tomorrow night. It'll still just be 30 minutes. But we're going to make sure there's kind of something in there for whatever your guest may have on their mind. Okay. And whether it's a man or a woman or a couple, both things are equal. There is no money to be earned without good products. Okay. There's just no money to be made without good products. Okay. And when you got the kind of products that we have, obviously there's money to be earned. So it doesn't matter which way you start, but you must complete the circle and bring in whatever it was that you didn't start with. Okay. You got to do both, folks. And like I said, we've talked to more people in the last 2 months, and the balance is really, really important because when somebody inquires about what you have, and a lot of times it's just a 1 or 2 minute video, you know, number one, they're skeptical and doubting it's legit. Okay, that's for starters. So if you don't cover money and product, then you're validating it might not be legit. Okay, and I'm not talking you talking to your brother or sister or next door neighbor. I'm talking about you talking to whoever you happen to have the opportunity to talk to. Whether it's for us at pickleball or church or on the beach or whatever, running ads, whatever it might be. Okay, you got to be able to balance it out. So that's the whole purpose with tomorrow. Some of the slides will be the same, but some are going to be different, and we're going to make sure people can see that you can make money quickly to cover the cost of your product plus a little bit, but you can make enough money to have a serious second income, and you can certainly replace your income that you currently earn. Okay, and they're going to see that, tomorrow, and it's going to appeal both to men, women, and couples. So, get some guests on. Okay, it's you've heard us say this before. Yes, 9 out of 10 of them are recorded. Sometimes a recording can go bad, but most of them are recorded. But you're never going to get the results of showing a recording as you're going to get when they see it live with you and they're one of the squares like we're looking at right now on the screen. When they're in the movie, the results are better than when they're watching someone else's movie. You get what I'm saying? You're always going to get better results when they're in the movie, okay? And they're your person, and they see you and you see them. It's always going to work better. It's more real, and it's not just another one of these YouTube videos, okay, that there's 9 zillion of out there. So anyway, it's never too late to get guests on. You have tonight, you have tomorrow. The invites, or if you don't have the invite, they're on the Team Unity Facebook page. They're in the College and Picks Messenger group. And if you can't find them there, just text one of us and we'll just text them back to you. Okay, but they're out there. So, that's my message for tonight. We only got 2 weeks left in the month. We got 2 subscriptions left. We can make up for some slow enrollment for the first 2 weeks of the month tomorrow night. Okay, we can make up for a lot tomorrow night. So, April?
Thanks. Hope everyone had a good weekend. Bobby's so right. Tomorrow, I think, is a must for everyone to be on. And I would say be on early and have a piece of paper and pen. Because one of the things that I've found very frustrating, and anybody that was with us in the old company, we never show money in LifeVantage. It's like a big secret. We come out with these gem ranks. We're talking about product, which is all important. We are always diamond at least. We'd be really upset with ourselves if we weren't diamond. But you know what? You're not going to get a business person. You're not going to get a doctor. You're not going to get a salon unless you can show them how to make big money. They're not interested in what maybe someone that's staying home watching a bunch of kids and is super busy and maybe not as organized as even some of the women on here. They're very accomplished. They can multitask really, really well. But you know what? I know every time I do something, I look at how much money I can make in it. I've always done that. So why would I not show somebody how to make money? And so that's exactly what he's going to show you. He's going to show you how to make much more money. So it can be, you need to show all different levels. If you've got someone that wants a customer base, they're a customer gatherer, that's great. We need all these people to build a business. We need product users, we need business builders, and we need everything in between. Because, the momentum, and if you haven't felt it in the company, it is really buzzing right now. I mean, we're so excited. We're going to go to Utah, so we'll get the new product. I know Kenneth's going, Catalina's going. We're excited. We're chomping at the bit to get there. I don't remember the last time I was this excited about a company trip. I just can't wait to be able to get the information on this product because they've dripped enough at us that we know enough to be deadly, but I want to know it all. And I'm so glad we're going with you, Catalina, because you can explain probably the stuff that we won't even understand or know, or I can pick your brain or whatever. But it is going to be a real exciting weekend for us to finally be able to get this. But you know what? This is the whole company. We're going into this. And what I wanted to talk to you tonight about, and just a little snippet is we need to get loud. And we need to get loud in stories. You need to be consistent in stories every day, throwing something up there. Doesn't have to be personal. Nobody cares anymore. Make it product after product. Bobby does a great job of putting up all kind of posts, before and after and everything in collagen pics. So you don't even have to be creative on social. There is no reason not to have something up in collagen, in your stories. If you don't know how to do it, I was going to show you, I was going to screen mirror, but if you don't know how to do it, just ask. I mean, we can make this really, really simple for you. But it's important that we get things up in stories, because the last thing you want is for them to go and see somebody else, your friend. There's so many of you that have, like, when I pick up a name, it's 48 mutual friends. And I'm like, whoa, it's so, half of it's probably the company type of thing, but you have a lot of common friends. So why would you let somebody else who is more active get your market, your people that you already know? You don't know who else they're looking. Some people that even aren't in business will go and just friend a bunch of people. And I wonder sometimes why they friend people, because there's no picture. It looks like it might even be a new account. It's kind of crazy. We all get a lot of friend requests every day, and we need to be careful of that. But if you're not putting things up that will make somebody say, all right, tell me more. And, Bobby can tell you over time, we've had customer after customer after customer that have, all of a sudden just said, tell me more, or I need to go back on that, or, and I'm sure once we
It
get into
wears
weight
them
loss,
out. It wears them out.
it wears them out. I'm sure weight loss is going to be that much bigger in the market. I mean, it's just, there was a post up, I think Tara had it or somebody had it. And again, everybody's stealing everybody's stuff. Don't hesitate. If you see something, go ahead and steal it. If you don't know how to do that, again, ask us. But your camera roll at this point should be packed full of stuff. So, like, you want to talk about Protandim, go back to your pictures 3-4 years ago. Go back in collagen pics 3-4 years. You have some amazing, amazing posts or stories that can be put up there because of the old stuff. So if you're tired of collagen, collagen and Protandim, and you want to add a little to Protandim, go back to your older pictures. I'm sure we all have a ton of stuff up there. But if you're not keeping your name, and this is the way Facebook works, if you've got stuff up in your stories and people are seeing it, they're going to come back to you, and that's what they're going to see first. So whoever you're clicking on, you see first, whoever they're clicking on and watching. And if they're curious, they will look for your stories. They'll spend a little more time there. Now, what you want to do too is you also want to go back to your own story that you post and look and see who looked at it. I always do that. I always know who's creeping on, because if you click on my post or my stories, I can see who's there on my stories. I can see who clicked on it. It's a great way to say,
Well,
oh
and
my
they
goodness,
don't,
I forgot
April,
about
tell them
them.
they don't have to like it or heart it or anything.
Right.
If they saw it, their name is there. They saw it.
Right. So their name is there, but it may be a great memory jogger for you. So you see a name there you haven't talked in a while. I'd get right into Messenger, and you could say, hey, I saw your name on my stories, or you could just say, hey, how are you doing? Take the real low-key approach if you want. It's been a while since we talked. What are you up to? So there's so many things that we can do, but again, go through those stories, make use of it, because that's money you're leaving on the table. You never know. And I can tell you, if I've had people order product from us that I'd forgotten about, didn't even know they were on Facebook, don't remember connecting with them, totally weren't on the radar, but because we continually, and then I got another message the other day, another lady was like, you still selling that stuff? I mean, these are the kind of messages I get because it's that longevity thing. The longer you're in this business, the more money you make, the more people you're adding, the more time you're allowing things to happen, because Everybody's not going to be a business builder. We know the percentages, 5-10% of us are business builders. The rest are going to be somewhere in between a user and a piddler. I mean, we just don't know where they're going to come in. But, we only need 2, 3 business builders, two to max out this comp plan. That's all you're going to need. So, I mean, you're losing money if you don't have it, and you better bet that the rest of the company is going to get loud in stories. Anybody that wants to make money is going to be continually putting stuff up there. And when you put it up there, make sure that it's cropped right, move it so that, you can see all the lettering and that it looks nice and neat. If you don't know how to put a link in it, if there's an existing link in it, make sure you cover it. You want your link in it. You want your name in it. It's really basic stuff. But so important. And like I said, it's easy money. If you don't remember each day, just to take, 2, 3 minutes and put something up there, shame on you. If it's a super busy day, just pick one story and just put it up there so that you don't leave 24 hours empty, so that your name is up there. But if you can put some things throughout the day, that would be, even better for you. When you put that launch Zoom up there, or product name, company name, I try to hide it. I want somebody to reach out to me. I don't want them to Google it and see LifeVantage, collagen, whatever. I want them to come back to me and have a conversation, let them know that it's going to be super expensive. And then when I tell them how much it is, that's not what their mind said. Their mind said, almost double. So, always set them up for, yeah, it's super expensive, but it works. And then they're like, all right, how much is it? And I tell them, they're like, oh, that's not so bad at all. So it's how you monitor that conversation, where if they go Google it and they see how much it is, they might be like, whoa, that's expensive. So, it's all a mindset thing. But again, put your stories up. And even if you're not posting, if you're not comfortable posting on the wall, that's fine. People are just watching those stories too. They may check out your profile once in a while, at least if it's somewhat up to date, something that went on, but they're watching those stories. Reels, if you're doing reels, that's what they're watching. But stories is simple, and it's easy money if you don't have something up there all the time, so somebody can just see the before and afters, because you're not only going to have collagen, but what's it going to look like when we have collagen and now we have weight loss, people losing weight. Weight loss is a much bigger market than the collagen is going to be. So, and we're just so excited about that product. So I can't wait for next Sunday night's call so we can even tell you what we all learned, at least, So we'll have a lot to share, a lot more to share then anyway. But, that's really my thing for the night, and if anybody else can add any tidbits to stories or anything you think that's valuable that you use up there, let us know. We're all growing this together, but it's important that we keep that active up there. So, Bobby?
If you're generally, when you post something on whether it's stories or whether it's on your wall, you take the number of people that are your friends and multiply that times 5%, and that's how many see it. So you may think you have 500 friends, you really only got 25. Okay. So what changes that? What changes the algorithm is activity. You being active and people being active on you. Okay. Like one thing April and I said, it's only your anniversary once a year, and it was ours this weekend. And we both said the same thing because our walls blew up. We had like 800 comments and hearts and likes, and that's my page. And then April's got her own page. So we said, okay, the algorithms are real busy right now on both of our sites. We need to take advantage of that now that it's really busy, because there's been so much activity because of an event. So that's when you want to make sure your stories stay full. That's when you want to make sure. Now, on our wall, we don't want to post anything new on our wall yet, because you'll get 3 or 4 or 5 days out of an anniversary post like that, and you don't want to knock it down. You want it to stay the first thing people see for a little while. But in your stories, they're only up for 24 hours. And the one thing that, you want to do with those, and if you want to get an idea of the maximum number of people that'll see it, if you're inactive, like if you don't post on a regular basis and you're inactive, when you look at the top of your page and you see other people's stories, and you go through them, there's only 6, 8, 10, 12 people there. That's not good. That is not good. That means you ain't seeing nobody's and they ain't seeing yours. Why is that? Because it's not active. Okay, they're going to show the active spots. So that's why when April said you got to get busy and loud. Okay, you got to really for the next almost 2 months, I guess
Well, 6
October,
weeks.
Kansas City is the something like 10, 11, 12 or something like that. So
Mhm.
we're right around a little less than 2 months. And by the way, if you haven't registered, please register. If you're not sure if you're going, I'll make up your mind for you. You are. Okay, you are going. If you're on this call and we're in Kansas City and we don't see you in Kansas City, we may pick on you a little bit. We may ridicule a little bit. You know, this is one of those things where you want to say you were there. I forgot all about something. I got a message from somebody, one of the other elites the other day, wanting to know if we knew who on our team got samples, like before everyone's getting them in Utah. I'm talking about there have been people out there using product that we don't know about. Okay, and I hadn't given it any thought, and this person made me think a little bit. And I said, that's really kind of cool. There might be people on our team using the product and we don't even know about it. But then think about it, makes sense because they're going to want as many testimonies as possible come Kansas City. They're going to want to have them. Well, they're going to have testimonies from people that got the product in Utah next weekend. And that'll give, what will that give? About 5, 6 weeks to be on the
6 weeks,
product.
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, before Kansas City. But you know, we came from a company where weight loss was the big deal.
Mhm.
And as big as collagen is and as big as Protandim was before that and still is, the weight loss thing is always going to be number one. It's just always going to be number one. And, you know, this launch is going to be big. It's going to be way bigger than the collagen launch. I mean, way bigger. And you don't want to miss out on that. So get yourself registered, make your plans to be there. Um, if you want to share a room, this is a case where if you want to share a room with someone, you got to get with your upline and say, hey, I'm interested in sharing a room. I want to split a room. I want to do this. I want to do that. We're not doing an Airbnb this time. We decided to stay at the Marriott right near the convention. So we're not doing it this time. But, now is when you make your plans. We've already bought our tickets while they were cheap, to get there. And that happens to be a place, Kansas City and Orlando, where there's nonstops on Southwest. And I'm sure there's other nonstops, but, Southwest is generally the best price, for airline. And when they have nonstops, it's even better. So, but anyone want to contribute? Anyone got any questions? Anyone, right now, the next 24 hours should be spent doing one thing, and that's inviting and confirming who you're going to have on tomorrow night. Okay, nothing else between now and 8:30 tomorrow night should matter in your LifeVantage business other than getting guests on to learn more about what we got from a product line, what we got as far as business goes. And will it be a little tease about a GLP-1 product coming out? Of course, there'll be a tease, but we're not going to spend time on it. We're just going to let them know that is our next big thing coming soon. So that will be mentioned too. But anyone want to add or share or any
Bobby,
thoughts?
there is a question. I think Kenneth, it's Liam. He says Protandim product we call nutrition or medicine. Can you tell? So it's definitely nutrition. It's not medicine. We are definitely not a prescription.
We're not,
Yeah.
nothing we talk about is medicine. It's
The new weight loss product is not medicine. Yeah. So everything, we're known as an activator. You may have to explain that to people over supplementation, but definitely nutrition. So I hope that answers that. Or you can unmute if you want to ask us more.
Yeah, by all means, feel free to unmute yourself.
How
I have
about the term preventative medicine? I sometimes use that with some people.
Mhm.
Good. I'm not a fan of preventative. There's nothing wrong with that. I might slip in holistic once in a while or something, but you know,
But no medicine.
no medicine. We're not medicine. We're unrelated. We have no ties in any way to pharmaceuticals.
Okay. And then Fred said, yes, tomorrow's launch is at 8:30 East Coast time. Always this same number, this 386 number. We try to make your life as easy as possible. So if we're doing it's always this number, no password. So we don't really care who sees it.
If
We
we get
hope
a
strangers
moron
come
in
in,
there, one
invite
of us will
themselves
get them
in.
out quick. So it's just, yeah.
I have a question. I understand there's some kind of connection between the new weight loss product and I'm trying to understand if it's going to be like, Ozempic was mentioned. And I'm wondering, is that because it's going to do what Ozempic does without the harmful side effects? Does it do that GLP thing? I mean, does it have that in it? Or I'm trying to figure out what the connection between Ozempic and this new product is, if there is any.
I'd have to say right now, everything is speculation. We have gotten nothing in writing or hard information from the company. So I see what you see on
The only hard
Facebook.
information that we've gotten
Yeah.
is the new product's going to work naturally in our bodies with our GLP-1 pathway.
Okay,
But we
GLP-1 is
should
in the
never
body.
compare to a
Yeah.
drug. We don't want to get in their arena. That's where we get in trouble. But the fact is, our new product is going to be addressing the GLP-1 pathway. That is a fact.
Okay.
Okay. And the
We'll
one
know
thing
next
we're
Sunday night.
hoping, the one thing we're hoping, and again, nothing, they haven't told any of us anything.
Yeah.
Okay. But the one thing we're all hoping is when they were doing, when they were allowing people to use the collagen, not in the company, when they were just randomly doing a placebo test with our collagen and placebo with the general public, they were getting great results. But when they gave the product to us to use, and we were already activated because of the Protandim, we're already activated, the results were many times better than what they were seeing with the general public. And they flipped out. They were seeing the before and after pictures after 30, 60, 90 days, and they couldn't believe what they were seeing. And that led them to do additional studies and test individual genes and come up with the results that they came up with, which meant if you're already activated, it's going to work that much better. Okay. Well, what they're hoping is with this new GLP-1 product, the fact that we're all already activated, that it's going to work even better than what they've been doing. Okay. And obviously what they've been doing, this one's been in the works for a while. This sounds like it's a few years in the works. They kept a lid on this one for a while. So, but we got to stay away from big pharma stuff. That's not our deal. That's there's enough negativity coming out now about those products and how you have to stay on them for a lifetime and things like that. And they'll put their own foot in their own mouth. We're just going to have a good product that we could promote on our own. I definitely have tons of confidence that that will be the case. Anyone else? You guys excited to get a weight loss product? I know we have Fat Burn, and we have a lot of doctor's office and weight loss offices that order 50, 60, 80 bottles a month on that product. Our products are so good that our Fat Burn product is probably the most overlooked product in the line. Like, we have a good weight loss product here, but because you don't feel it and get a buzz when you take it like you do with most weight loss products, that people sometimes think it's not working. Okay. And we got other things that you do feel and see quickly and stuff. So, we're in for a ride with this one. This is going to be another. Remember, they had anticipated $1 million a month in sales with collagen, and we ended up doing 4 million a month in sales with collagen. I think they're going to be better prepared for this one, for sure. So, but we're excited about it. But like I said, getting back to business in real time, you know, nobody, I mean, I see a bunch of our docs here on, just because they had, let's say, a new laser machine coming in their office on October 10th, doesn't mean they wouldn't work between now and October 10th. Do you know what I'm saying? We need to be doing business now. We need to be getting as many people as possible activated now. So when they have an opportunity to try that product, the best possible results we can imagine is what they receive. You know, and we got 2 months to build up momentum. And it's hard, and you heard Sean say this about a month ago. It's really hard if you're standing still. It's really easy to get going fast if you're already moving, you know, and we got 2 months to be moving, and this month we got 2 weeks, you know, to finish the month strong, and that all starts tomorrow night. So do me a favor, do yourself a favor, do your teammates a favor, and get as many guests as you can. We always have about 40 on here on Sunday nights. If we all have 1 guest, we have 80 tomorrow. If we all have 2 guests, we have 120, and 20 people will be mad at us because they couldn't get on. And I am waiting for that day when we get 20 people mad at us because they can't get on, because then they will beg for the replay. We won't have to ask them. Can, you know, if I send it to you, will you watch it if I send it, type of thing. They'll say, will you please send me the replay, you know, the minute you have it. And that's what happens when people get locked out because it's full. Okay, so anyway, any last thoughts before we let you go? Tomorrow night, we're going to see you all again at 8:30, and hopefully with some guests so we can help you close them, help them get started, and get them running for the last 2 weeks of the month too. So,
hey, Bobby, yeah, it's Fred,
Fred.
up in Canada, and I just had when you said about momentum, and an old image came up in my mind, and that's of a freight train. So when a freight train is going down the track, it's going down, and it's very, very hard to stop. A sitting freight train, you can put a 1 inch or a 1 inch block in front of the engine's wheel and rev that baby up, and it ain't going anywhere.
Yep.
It's hard to get momentum, but once you got momentum, that's like the airplane story, right?
Well, Sean was talking about the runway and the airplane, same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, get your train going so that when the GLP-1 product comes, man, it's controlled because it's on a track, right? It's not going all over the place. It's on a track, but it's going somewhere, and it's hard to slow momentum down. And I think LifeVantage is moving into momentum, so we can either be a part of it or have that mental block in front.
There will be 4 of us on the product as of next Sunday, and you will get updates personally from us, because Kenneth will be on it, Catalina will be on it, April and I will be on it, minimum of on this call, and we can update you on what's going on, and we will. Okay.
Yes.
Once they give it to us, I really don't care what they tell us after that, but you know, but we can fill you in and let you know what's going on. I just want to get it before, you know, so they can't take it back.
That's right.
But yeah, let's do our best tomorrow night. Do we agree on that? We got 24 hours. Let's do our best to get some, you know, guests, you to get personal guests on, and for your team to have a number of guests. I can tell you, you know, I was talking to Fred about this last month. Over half of the people that were on last month were guests. Okay, but we only had 50 people on. We didn't have 80 or 90 on, but over half of them were guests. But the sad part was only 5 people had half those guests. See, I want all 40 of us to have guests, okay? The majority of them, the guests came from 5, maybe 6 people, had all the guests. So when there's 36 of us on, you know, and we all have at least one, you can see how the numbers change. I mean, it changes dramatically. So, All right, that's it for tonight. We will see you tomorrow night at exactly the same time. At 8:30, we will keep it to 30 minutes. We're just going to tweak it a little bit and show a little bit bigger money and stuff. But have a great night, everyone. And as always, thanks for joining. We appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Always appreciate you.